Hello. There's another matter that I want to touch on before I finish out my debriefing of the trip to Roaring Spring. And that has to do with the conversation I was able to have with Robert Krasnow as I was driving him back to Roaring Spring. And I wasn't sure how to broach this, but when I found out what he was doing, since he had sold his farm, the extent of the traveling that he had been doing, having gone to Europe several times, I think, and for 5 months driving around the United States on one occasion, and he plans to do that more. You know, part of me is thinking, oh, what a great sinner you are. I didn't say that to him. but but why I would even think like that is because I have said before that the air industry, the air travel industry, is one of the three biggest consumers of fossil fuels in the world: cement, the airline industry, and and ammonia, the petrochemical industry, you might say, the making of ammonia synthetically. Those three are at the top. And when people travel, especially by air, they're consuming so much fossil fuels, contributing so much to global warming. You know what I'm talking about, the greenhouse gases. But I didn't want to say that to Robert, partly because I thought there was something different, and I figured it out. Guys like Robert should travel. That's a good thing that he's doing. It's a very good thing that he's doing, because the way he travels, is not like tourists are convinced to travel. And they do this going on Caribbean cruises and all that kind of stuff. He's like a troubadour or a minstrel. Back in the Middle Ages, when there was no radio, there wasn't any books really except the Bible, and how did you know what was going on in the world, in Europe, for example? And the way they knew was because troubadours would come through town, sometimes called minstrels, and they would sing their songs, recite their poems, and tell the news of Europe. And that was a vital function. And when Robert travels, he goes from place to place where he knows people, family, or just acquaintances like me. I hadn't seen him in 55 years. I don't think, but he knew me, and he knew that I lived in this area, and he went to the bother with Lourdes to stop here at expense, and sort of debrief me and tell his story. And I was thinking about that when he was here, and I was out doing my farming stuff, and he was telling stories to my wife, and she was just delighted to hear the stories of his life and where he traveled and what it was like for him in Brejo de Cruz, like he tells here in his book. But a book is one thing, and someone traveling around, telling and hearing, he's doing a very good function, and I hope he keeps traveling. Now that's so different from me. I would not do that. I could not do that, and to confuse that with the modern tourist industry. I basically explained this to him. I think that that bucket list. I hate that. It's like people have promised themselves that before they die they'll do another blow to Gaia, to life on Earth, by this wasteful travel. People now can travel online. YouTube. Let the traveling be done by professionals, I say. you'll basically have a whole lot more comfortable time of it and better time of it. Maybe not as exciting, but you've got to think of the damage that it does to the to Gaia. So I compare Robert's passage through here in Lourdes as to the passage of a troubadour, maybe, going from town to town back in the Middle Ages. Bye for now.